Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Administrative Professionals Day. So good to see everyone. We will not make this an official start just yet. I know it takes a minute for folks to join and get started. So we'll give y'all a second to settle, dive in, center all of the beautiful, amazing things, and then we will get started. We'll give it just a minute or two. We are so excited that y'all are here today. Thank you so much. I hope everyone is ready for an incredible event and a little bit of spoilers. I hope you have some tissues. If you find yourself an emotional person, tissues nearby is probably a good thing. Just saying. Okay, looks like we've still got quite a few people joining. So we'll give it a quick another minute and then we will get started. See, I don't even have to tell y'all to introduce yourselves in chat. That is the beauty of our community. Like, I just can't even. Y'all are amazing with that.
It would be
Sometimes,
impossible to keep up with calling out all the cities and states and countries that I'm seeing. It's amazing.
right? Right? I know. I know. It really is. It's always odd when I attend webinars with groups that are not IAAP, and I'm like, nobody's in chat. Nobody's talking. Like, that is not the experience I'm used to. So it is unique and amazing, and I appreciate y'all. Okay. Well, I think we've still got some people joining, but I would love to get us started. So please allow me to officially wish you all a happy Administrative Professionals Day for 2026. We are so thrilled that you are here. Thank you so much. Before we truly dive in, would love to share just a couple of quick, things to know before we get into the event of the hour. So obviously, chat, I don't have to tell y'all, it's on the screen, but you were doing it. So please make sure to connect, to hop in there, to share everything that you have to share with our panelists and each other. We are so thrilled that you're here. One thing that I do want to share, this is being recorded. I think everybody saw, and we will share it after. So if you have to pop away, if you have a colleague who missed it, if you have someone you want to share it with after, you will be very able to do so. We'll make sure that everyone gets that. There is closed captioning available in Zoom. So if you click the More button down at the bottom, you can turn closed captions on and set your preferred language. So if you find that you need that, please feel free to do so. That is an amazing feature that Zoom has. And then last but certainly not least, for those of you who are CAP certified, this is worth 0.75 recertification points, and you'll see that in your recertification portal within probably a couple weeks. So keep an eye out. If you are somebody who says, I have no idea what you're talking about with CAP certification, send us an email and we'll be happy to share it with you. So, before we dive too much further in, I would love to introduce two very important advocates for the profession and ask them to share their own welcome. So, Kendra Adams is the chair of the IAAP Board of Directors, and Carissa Burgett is chair of the IAAP Foundation Board of Directors. So, if you all wouldn't mind sharing your own welcome and hello, we would really appreciate it.
Greetings, everyone, and happy Administrative Professionals Day. Again, I'm Kendra Adams, chair of the IAAP Board of Directors, and I'm excited to be with you today. Today, we want to celebrate you, this amazing, incredible global community of administrative professionals. Today, it is not business as usual. It's all about you and recognizing the impact you make every single day. This community continues to inspire me with your excellence, with your resilience, and your stories that remind me of why I love this profession so much. And IAAP has played a meaningful role in shaping my journey as an administrative leader. And I'm sure that many of you here today can share that same connection. So today is a gift. And like any beautiful gift, it's meant to be unwrapped layer by layer. As each gift is unwrapped, as each story is shared, we hope that it inspires you and that it reminds you of how amazing you are, how valuable you are, and how much you are appreciated. Thank you for all that you do to elevate our profession. And now I'll give it over to my wonderful colleague, Carissa.
Thanks, Kendra. So excited to be here today with all of you, and just excited to be participating in this and also to be serving the president and chair of the foundation. Like so many of you, my career has been shaped by this profession, and that connection is something I will carry with me forever. It's about the moments that no one sees, the decisions that you help shape, the calm you bring to chaos, and the way you carry organizations and people forward, often, unfortunately, without much recognition at all. That's because with that, today matters because when one of us is seen, supported, and celebrated, we all rise just a little bit higher. So, as you listen to the stories being shared, just like Kendra mentioned, I hope you hear pieces of your own journey within them. I hope you feel the weight of your impact and the pride that you should have coming with that. You are not behind the scenes. You are essential to every story that is written within your organization and around it. Thank you for all that you do and for the way you continue to elevate this profession. We would not be here today without you. So, I'm going to now go ahead and pass it back to Rachel. Thank you so much.
Thank you both. That true. I saw somebody in chat say it louder for those in the back. Absolutely. And that, thank you both so much. That really encompasses the whole purpose of this event so beautifully. And yes, that is why we are here. I also want to share a great big thank you to a sponsor that we have with us today. Group Together has done such an incredible job. And when we first started talking about their sponsorship and how they can get involved in this APD event, it just was such a beautiful marriage of what we were hoping to do with sharing the stories, with really elevating voices that should and ought to be elevated. And that really, I think, is what Group Together is all about, is those meaningful messages between and among people. So, Amanda, would you take a couple of minutes and share some exciting news, I think, that you have, if folks haven't heard it yet, for the giveaway, but also more about Group Together?
Thank you so much, Rachel. Firstly, happy Admin Professionals Day to everyone. Today brings attention to the importance of gratitude, and that's really at the heart of why Group Together exists. We were created by two women, Ali and Julie, and they wanted to make it easier to show gratitude to the people in their life, whether that's colleagues, friends, or even the kids' teacher. So they created Group Together. It's a really simple website where you can go and create a group card. We've got thousands of card designs, and then share a link with your group, and everyone adds messages and photos to the card online. You can even collect money for a gift card. There's no company sign up, and it's super easy to use. So we'd love if you check us out next time there's a birthday or work anniversary at the office. And in the spirit of gratitude, this year, Group Together has partnered with IAAP, and we're giving one admin professional the chance to win a trip to the IAAP Summit in July in Los Angeles. That includes your ticket to the conference, return flights within the US, and accommodation. We know not every company has a training budget dedicated to their admin team, even though you are essential to the success of the organization. So we'd love the chance to get to upskill, for someone to be upskill and inspired at this incredible event. I'm going to put the competition link in the chat. Entries close at 2 p.m. today, and we'll be drawing the winner at 3 p.m. And lastly, just thank you all so much. Enjoy this beautiful webinar. I'm so excited to hear all of the stories, and I hope you're all feeling a little bit of love today. And I'll hand back over to Rachel. Thank you.
Amanda, thank you so much. Gosh, I just saw the chat like blow up with that. So make sure that you capture that link, enter that, and so excited for that drawing at 3 o'clock. Amanda, thank you so much. Okay, so before we step into today's experience, I want to introduce the two of the people who are going to help hold this space with me. So, your moderator today, she'll be your guide through this experience, pulling the moments and voices and reactions from each of you into the conversation. That is not going to be difficult. I have already seen a ton of chat, so keep that up. But she's really going to elevate your voice in this experience as well and bring it into the conversation. So please welcome Veronica Ingram. Veronica, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. And the other person I want to introduce now is our spoken word artist. The voice you're about to hear bring these letters to life. There's something really special about hearing words read aloud by someone who understands the weight that they carry. She brings that gift to everything she does. And if you were with Summit either of the past 2 years, you already know exactly what I mean. We're so grateful to have her back. And please make sure you come to LA so you can experience her again. Please welcome Lyrical Faith. Lyrical, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And you may notice there are lots of other faces on the screen with us today, and throughout this experience, you'll meet them. They are letter writers who will read in their own words. They are additional advocates for the profession. So don't worry, we will make sure that you get to hear from everyone on the screen. Um, and when that moment comes, I hope you'll receive it as the gift that it is. So now, before we begin, I want to invite you into this experience, really into it. In a few moments, you're going to hear letters written by administrative professionals from literally around the world, from Singapore and Canada, from Uganda and Nigeria, from Japan, and right here in the United States. Letters written to themselves, to mentors who changed the course of their careers, to the profession they've given so much of their lives to, and to the next person just stepping in the door. These letters are individual. They belong to the people who wrote them, and they also belong to all of us. Because here's what I believe you're going to discover today. The more you listen, the more you'll find yourself. Not because these stories are your story, but because underneath the different languages, the different continents, the different decades and titles and journeys, we are so much more alike than we are different. So here's my invitation to you. Be present, however that looks for you today. The words will be on your screen and we'll share them again after the event. So if you want to close your eyes and simply receive what you're hearing, do that. If you want to sit quietly and let it move through you, do that. If you want to be in chat from the very first word, do that too. There is no wrong way to witness something true. And when something resonates, when a line stops you, when a moment lands somewhere unexpected, when you feel that quiet recognition of yes, me too, we want to hear it. Not to center yourself on someone else's experience, but to honor it. Because you showing up differently after today, even in one small way, honors not just the person who wrote those words, but every one of us in this community, in this profession. That's what today is. It's not a presentation, it's not a program, it's an experience, a gathering of voices who were always part of the same conversation, even before they knew each other existed. I am so grateful you're here. Okay, so let's begin. Our first letter comes from Brenda Milliken, and she wrote it to herself. Lyrical, the floor is yours.
Hello. Letter one, Brenda Milligan. Dear future me, I'm writing this to remind you of the courage it took to get where you are now. Every step you took, especially the uncertain ones, was an act of faith in the person you're becoming. I hope you haven't forgotten how much strength it took to take those risks, to trust your instincts, and to move forward even when the path wasn't clear. You've always had a tendency to underestimate yourself, to question whether you're not doing enough or being enough. So let me say this plainly. You are enough. You always were. Your worth has never depended on flawless decisions or constant confidence. It comes from your character, your effort, your compassion, and the way you show up for your life and the people in it. I hope you've continued to believe in yourself even on the days when doubt tried to take the lead. I hope you kept choosing growth over comfort, purpose over fear, and authenticity over approval. You've learned that the world doesn't need a perfect version of you, it needs a real one. The one who tries, who cares, who learns, who keeps going. Remember that you bring values to every space you enter. Your ideas matter. Your work matters. Your presence matters. You add something unique to life and to the people around you, even when you don't see it in the moment. Don't shrink yourself to fit expectations that were never meant for you. Don't forget the worth you carry simply by being who you are. If you're reading this during a moment of uncertainty, take a breath. Look at how far you've come. You've survived every challenge so far, and you've grown through each one. Trust that you can handle what is ahead. Trust that you deserve the opportunities in front of you. Trust that taking risks is part of becoming the person you're meant to be. Keep choosing courage. Keep choosing belief. Keep choosing yourself with hope. Brenda.
Oh, thank you so much, Lyrical. Brenda, thank you for sharing those words with us. Don't say I didn't warn y'all about the tears and the tissues. Just saying. Veronica, can you share? I can't even keep up with the chat. What are you seeing? What are our folks experiencing?
So I'm seeing a lot of appreciation to Brenda for writing and sharing the letter, also to Lyrical for reading it. A couple other things that stand out, um, particularly certain phrases. Don't forget the worth you carry simply by being who you are. Expressions of sometimes it's hard in the situation to remember all of this. And other attendees are saying that this is important, that it's wonderful, and that showing up for others can only happen when you trust yourself enough to do it.
Mm,
Loving, where Brenda said, tendency to underestimate ourselves, that resonates. And also others who said just that they've been moved by this first
mm.
letter, both to tears and also inspiration.
Oh, so beautiful. I could not agree more. The line that really jumped out to me was shrinking ourselves to fit expectations that were never meant for us. Oh, sometimes those words and those lines that just kind of like hit you in the best way in your gut. I'm so glad that so many of you are experiencing that. Veronica, did you have a line in that kind of was that for you, that beautiful gut punch, the nonviolent version of the gut punch?
There are so many. I
Mm,
think what moved me the most was the authenticity of Brenda's sharing from a vulnerable place.
mhm,
And I applaud that, but also just the encouragement to remember our own value.
mm, mhm, mhm. Beautiful. Thank you. Well, y'all, I know you know this. That was just letter one. So buckle up, go get more tissues if you need to. This is our space. Um, I am so excited for every letter, but I am amazingly excited for the next letter too. And for those of you who saw the ask, you will expect this, but our profession is worldwide. Our profession is global, and all of our voices are so important. So we have the immense honor of having several of our community here who are going to read in languages other than English. And I am so beyond excited to receive this gift. So without further ado, Jacelyn Ung is here with us from Singapore. She is going to read in Mandarin, which is a language that is very meaningful for her. So again, the words are on your screen, but do not feel like you have to keep up. Just receive the gift as it comes if that is important to you. Jacelyn, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, I'm Jaslyn from Singapore. I'll be reading a short letter in Chinese today. 亲爱的自己，有时候你会忘记自己已经走了多久。别人看到的是顺利进行的会议、整齐的行程、按时起飞的航班，但只有你知道这些顺利的背后经历了多少次临时调整和无声的坚持。那些半夜2点、3点突然醒来确认细节的时刻，那些突然发生状况出现时，你必须马上冷静下来，找到解决办法的时刻，那些所有人都离开办公室，但你仍然坐在那里，确保没有任何事情被遗漏的时刻。很多时候，这份工作的努力是不被看见的。当一切顺利，没有人会想到你。但你知道，这些顺利从来都不是偶然。这些年，你慢慢明白了一件事：作为一名行政人员，你的工作从来不只是协助，你是在和你的领导建立一种信任的伙伴关系。当他们在前方做决定、承担责任的时候，你在背后守住时间、节奏和细节。当局面变得复杂，你是那个让事情重稳定下来的人。真正的力量不一定是站在台前发光的人，有时候是那个在关键时刻让整个系统继续运转的人。所以，亲爱的自己，谢谢你在那些没有人看见的时刻依然认真，谢谢你在压力最大的时刻依然选择负责。未来的路也许依然会有挑战，但这一次你不再怀疑自己，因为你知道你已经成长了，你已经变得更稳、更坚定。继续走吧，带着责任，带着经验，也许也带着那份让事情顺利发生的力量。爱你的自己，Thank you。
Oh, Jacelyn, thank you so much. That was beautiful. An explosion of hearts on the screen is such a beautiful visual of what we all just experienced, I think. Veronica, what are you seeing? What can you share from the community?
There's a lot of appreciation in the chat and from the community, particularly hearing uh, your letter and hearing Jacelyn share it in a language um, that resonates with her. In addition to that, some comments talk about how partnerships grounded in trust. Again, there's more appreciation for the inclusion of other languages other than English. Several that are quoting sections from the letter, that real power is not always the person standing at the front of the room.
Mhm.
Dear me, thank you for the moments no one saw. So much of this work happens quietly, and that often our true hard work is not seen because of how well we do our jobs.
Mm. Ooh,
And
so true. So true. Even just the dear me, how often do we stop and share something meaningful with ourselves that is not that inner critic voice that I think most of us can identify with? That is not our advocate. So just even taking a moment, Jacelyn, thank you for putting that. Just sharing, talking to yourself in such a beautiful, uplifting, inspiring way. That is what I am taking away from this. And I hope everyone has the opportunity to do it. Veronica, did you have a moment yourself that stood out?
I did. There's one particular section about being an executive assistant is not just about supporting someone. It is about building a partnership grounded in trust.
Mm.
And I think both the partnership piece and that it's grounded in trust is powerful. Thank you for that, Jacelyn.
Yes. Thank you so much. Okay, letter 3. Are y'all ready? Whew. So this next letter, Lyrical, is reading for us from Danielle Lambert, who comes to us from Canada, and she also wrote to herself about some of her journey. So Lyrical, the floor is yours.
Dear me, when you first stepped on this path 15 years ago, your dreams were modest. You didn't imagine titles or recognition. You imagined belonging. You wanted to work in healthcare, ideally in the same hospital where your mom had built her career. You wanted to support nurses, patients, and families in meaningful behind the scenes ways. You were, and still are, an introvert. Being in the spotlight was never the goal. So when you landed your first hospital role as a porter, you were grateful simply to have a foot in the door. It mattered that you were there. What followed were closed doors. You pursued administrative assistant roles with determination, only to hear no again and again. 13 months later, someone finally said yes, not to the role you wanted, but to a staffing clerk position. It wasn't the destination, but it was progress. Then something unexpected happened. A leader truly saw you and spoke a future you hadn't yet dared to imagine. They told you to shoot for the stars, that one day you'd be working in the executive offices as an executive assistant. You thanked them quietly, certain that was far out of reach. The years that followed were not easy. You worked tirelessly in a role that often goes unnoticed. You picked up shifts as a unit clerk. You worked 3 jobs to make ends meet. You kept showing up, learning, and growing, even when no one was watching. Then, that same leader opened a door that changed everything. Your first administrative assistant role. It shifted your career trajectory and your belief in yourself. From there, momentum built, doors opened, and connections formed. You learned that networking mattered, but so did integrity, reliability, and quiet excellence. You proved your worth time and time again. You were noticed, encouraged, challenged. An executive assistant urged you to apply for a role in the executive suite. And just 7 years after dismissing that, what once felt impossible, you stepped into that very future. But what matters most isn't just where you landed. It's where you've become. It's who you've become. You are now an informal leader. You put yourself forward for committees. You contribute to conversations shaping the administrative profession. You become a trusted go-to resource, someone who others learn from and depend on. Slowly, intentionally, you are stepping out of your shell and owning the influence you carry. You didn't lead loudly. You led with consistency, care, and responsibility, always mindful of people and purpose. Be
Oh,
proud of
thank you.
that. Be proud of that. Your power has never been about position. It has always lived in your perseverance, your humility, with your courage to step forward. Well done, truly.
Thank you. Oh, so sorry. I jumped in early because the tears, y'all, they are real. Oh,
I
that was,
apologize.
no, that was Same. We see you. This is real. This is authentic and real. Thank you so much. Lyrical, thank you, Danielle, for that. Thank you for your vulnerability in sharing your story. I think so many of us can identify with those closed doors, those feelings that they're never going to open. Veronica, what can you share? What's happening other than the heart explosion again, which is like my favorite thing about these Zoom meetings are the heart explosions.
Same, Rachel. So there's a lot of appreciation in the chat, again, for Danielle and for Lyrical reading Danielle's letter. A couple of things that are resonating, particularly some quotes. A leader truly saw you and spoke a future you hadn't yet dared to imagine. About being seen and why that's so important. I think particularly the power in being seen in a role that may not be highly visible. A couple of people shared about it wasn't the destination, but it was progress. Also, the tenacity of this journey in this profession and appreciation for it's not where you landed, it's who you've become. And the influence you carry and being able to own that influence, which is a powerful thing.
So true. So beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. There are more, if you can believe it. If your heart is full, there's still room. Trust me, I believe that to be true. So, space. The next letter comes to us from Davita Walker, and she wrote to her mentor, Lydia Arce. Again, a woman that believed in her before she believed in herself. So, Lyrical, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Mrs. Lydia Arce, a letter to a pivotal mentor or peer. Lydia Arce mentored me into becoming a senior administrative assistant. When you first took a chance on me, I was only 17 years old, a recent high school graduate still learning who I was and what I was capable of. At that stage in my life, I was eager to work and learn, but I was also unsure of myself and my place in a professional environment. Thank you for trusting me with responsibility at a time when I wasn't fully confident in myself. Your belief in me often felt stronger than my own, and that belief became a turning point in my professional growth. You saw potential where I saw uncertainty. And instead of shielding me from challenges, you encouraged me to meet them head on. As someone so young and new to the workforce, that trust meant more to me than you probably realized. It gave me the courage to step forward rather than retreat. And it helped me to begin to see myself not just as a beginner, but as someone capable of learning, growing, and contributing meaningfully. Through your mentorship, I grew into my role in ways I never anticipated. You didn't just teach me how to complete tasks. You helped me understand the reasoning behind them. You showed me how to prioritize effectively, communicate with clarity and confidence, and anticipate needs before they were spoken. With each new responsibility, you provided guidance without taking control, allowing me to learn through experience. Over time, that approach prepared me for greater responsibility and ultimately guided me toward becoming a senior administrative assistant. That progression was not accidental. It was shaped by your steady guidance, honest feedback, and belief in my ability to grow. Working alongside you taught me lessons that extended far beyond my job description. You modeled what it meant to lead with both clarity and patience, to maintain high expectations while remaining empathetic, and to treat mistakes as opportunities to learn rather than failures to fear. Because of you, I became more comfortable taking initiative, asking thoughtful questions, and standing behind my decisions, even when the outcome was uncertain. I carry the lessons you shared with me to every role I take on. And I hope I reflect even a fraction of the confidence, patience, and generosity you showed me. Thank you for being a pivotal presence at such an early and important stage of my life. With gratitude, Davida Walker.
Mm, thank you so much, Davida. Thank you for this beautiful letter. It's such a beautiful reminder. I know this profession can sometimes feel like an island, right? We can feel very alone. We are sometimes the only admin in an organization or in a department, and it's such a good reminder that no matter what, we have people on our in our sphere. We have people in our corner pouring into us in such beautiful ways. Thank you for sharing this. Veronica, I you're probably feeling the fields too, so we are gonna make it through. But what are you seeing? What are our folks saying?
There is a lot of appreciation in the chat, both for Davida sharing her letter and also the inspiration to also express their gratitude to mentors. Ooh. I'm gonna do my best to
That's okay.
read. Um, what a gift your mentor was to you, Davida. Thank you for sharing. Your work is leadership in its quietest form. Every detail you catch and problem you prevent directly contributes to the success of others.
Mm,
What a great letter. Having a
mm,
mentor is so important. The blessing of having someone see in you what you don't see in yourself.
mm,
There's also appreciation to mentors, um, as well as encouragement and inspiration from being part of today's event and hearing what people have shared in their letters.
mm. Thank you for that. We're 100% agree. We're all receiving this beautiful gift together and so grateful to everyone contributing in this way. I don't want to sound like an infomercial, but wait, there's more. We have more letters. So let's keep it going. This next letter comes from Mr. Godwin in Delta State, Nigeria, who wrote to the profession. So, Lyrical, the floor is yours.
Dear admin, I trust this message finds you in good health and high spirits. I am writing from Delta State, Nigeria, to express my sincerest appreciation for the profound impact your leadership and administrative oversight have had on my professional and personal journey. From the very first moment I encountered your leadership, I realized that administration is far more than policies, reports, and procedures. It is the silent engine that drives progress, sustains order, and nurtures potential. Your guidance has been an anchor, helping me navigate complexities that might otherwise have seemed insurmountable. I have witnessed how your decisions, both large and small, shape the environment in which we work, collaborate, and grow. Your influence has been transformative. I encountered Your influence has been transformative. Beyond the enforcement of rules, it is the clarity and direction you provide that have empowered me to embrace responsibilities and grow in a more capable profession. Your ability to combine firmness with fairness, decisiveness with empathy, and structure with flexibility has modeled for me what true leadership entails. I must also acknowledge the organizational culture you have cultivated. By setting standards of excellence, demonstrating integrity, and valuing transparency, you have created an environment where trust flourishes. This has given me the confidence to express ideas freely, take initiative, and commit wholeheartedly to our collective goals. In closing, I extend my deepest gratitude. Your leadership, exercised with vision and care, has been a source of guidance, inspiration, and motivation. You have shown that administration, when applied with empathy and foresight, can transform not only systems and structures, but also the people within them. Thank you for the opportunities, lessons, and supports. I hope this letter conveys even a fraction of the appreciation I feel. With sincerest gratitude, Godwin or Forishe Adafe.
Thank you, Lyrical. Thank you, Godwin. What a beautiful picture of what I believe we all know the profession is capable of and possible, right? That's the future we envision. That's when we talk about elevating the profession as IAAP. That's what we mean. Okay, Veronica, I'm going to be super selfish and ask you something while I get myself together. What are we seeing in the chat?
We are seeing a lot of appreciation, both for Mr. Godwin's words shared and especially a phrase that he shared that is resonating powerfully. And that is that a silent engine is a powerful statement, in particular, a silent engine that drives progress.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of encouragement, a lot of appreciation that is in the chat.
So beautiful. Very beautiful. Thank you. Okay, well, we still have more letters to go, so let's keep going. The next gift that we are receiving in the form of a letter is from Japan. So Haruko Clara Nakagawa is here and going to read a letter in Japanese to us. So Clara, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, IAAP, for having me today. 皆様、こんにちは。中川春子です。これから日本語で読み上げますが、思いが皆様に届けられれば幸いです。未来の私へ、60代という節目を迎えたあなたが振り返るとき、思い出してほしいのは、何を成し遂げたかではなく、何を後輩に残してきたかです。テトリスのように複雑なスケジュールを組み立て、水面下で数えきれない危機を静かに解決し、一切の乱れなく段取りを整えてきた日々。そして、人との出会いが誰かに影響を与え、静かにブレずに示し続けた勇気。働く上で決して譲らなかった信念。あなたのレガシーは大きな声で語られるものではありません。けれど、それは確かに、そして長く残るものでした。30歳で秘書になったあなたは、秘書であることに戸惑いがありました。人を支えることが本当に自分の使命なのだろうか。このまま脇役で終わってしまうのだろうかと思っていました。でも、あなたは脇役ではありませんでした。あなたこそが舞台の主役そのものだったのです。40代になると何かが変わり始めました。この仕事が意味を持つかどうかを問うのをやめ、どのような意味を持つかが見えてきました。本当のリーダーシップとは常にセンターステージに立つものではなく、会議に出席し、場の空気を読み、必要なことを先読みし、不可能なことを ひっそりと可能にする。あなたは舞台裏にいたのではなく、あなた自身が主役でした。そして、その気づきの中で、あなたはこの仕事に恋をしたのです。50代では世界中の素晴らしい仲間と出会いました。世界中のエグゼクティブアシスタントやアシスタントの仲間たちは、この職業がどんな肩書きよりも深いことを気づかせてくれました。この出会いは、切磋琢磨するだけではなく、魂が喜ぶ機会でした。そして、あなたは自分のレガシーがどうあるべきかを理解し始めました。次の世代に示すこと。この職業は力強く、意義深く、誇りに値するものだと。レガシーとは誰にも見られていない瞬間にこそ宿るものです。楽な道が目の前にあったとしても、あなたはいつも自分の信じる方を選んできました。心が折れかけていた若い後輩には、そっと力を貸し、そして真実を伝える勇気を持つあなたのそばで、より優れたリーダーへと成長した上司がいました。私が願うのは、過去の経験そのものに誇りを持つことではありません。未来のあなたが周りの人を高めてきた自分を誇りに思えることです。惜しみなく、おごることなく、知識を独り占めすることもなく、あなたはその知恵を次の世代へと確かに手渡してきました。その歩みこそがあなたのレガシーなのです。エグゼクティブアシスタントであることが誰かのストーリーの脇役ではないと気づかせてくれたことを。それは戦略的なポジションであり、プロフェッショナルであり、敬意に値するポジションだと。そして、あなた自身がその敬意を築いてきたのだと。あなたのキャリアにもいつか終わりを訪れるでしょう。けれど、あなたが築いてきたもの、誰かに見てもらえると感じられた瞬間、リーダーたちの成長を支え続けた日々、そして後に続く人たちに自分を信じる力を手渡してきたこと、それらはどんな肩書きよりも、どんな組織図よりも、あなたが習得してきたあらゆるスキルを超えて、これからも長く生き続けるのです。今日、その誇りを胸に、あなたはそれに値する人です。感謝と深い敬意を込めて、かつての私より。Thank you.
Laura, thank you so, so much. That was beautiful. Ooh, that part about legacy. Yes, that beautiful, beautiful gut punch in the soul. Um, Veronica, what are folks sharing?
There's a lot of appreciation for both the letter and it being read in Japanese, appreciation for that inclusivity, as well as several quotes from the letter that you shared, Clara, such as outlast every title, every org chart, every system. Legacy lives in the moments no one sees. Actually, quite a few people shared about that. There's also some gratitude and encouragement and thank you from peers that this profession runs deeper than any job description and that we are a silent yet powerful group of professionals. There's also gratitude for Clara's leadership.
Love it.
And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I saw a couple of chats, I believe, in Japanese, I think too, which I love. I love, love, love that. Thank you so much for being here and reading from your heart. That was beautiful. Okay, another letter. These are so great, y'all. Beyond my wildest expectations. Our next letter comes to us from Edith Kutesa Gita, who is in Uganda and is reading in her native language in a local dialect of Uganda. So, Edith, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone, and happy APW. Ow'omukwano Edith, awo wonnyini w'olina okubeera. Emyaka 28 egiyise, watandika olugendo luno mu mulimu ogw'obuwandiisi. Wali muto, musanyufu, era ng'essuubi ppitirivu nti ogenda kukyusa ensi. Bwe wayingira woofiisi ne bibeera birala, ng'abawandiisi bateekebwa wansi nnyo ku ddaala, nga tebaweebwa kitiibwa, ng'omusaala gwabwe bambi tegwenkana na balala ab'omudaala gwe gumu, nga tebalina ddoboozi yadde mu nkiiko mwe batuula, ate nga n'abandi n'okutuula obutuuzi mu nkiiko nga mukisa munene. Natya nnyo olugendo luno, kuba buli muntu yaŋŋamba nti bwe bityo bwe biri. Mangu nnyo naddayo ne nsoma diguli mu byenfuna, ndabe nga nkyusa obulamu bwange era nga nkyusa enfuna yange. Mu myaka 3 nali mmaze, ng'essuubi liri nti bigenda kukyuka. Ekyewuunyisa, omutima gwange gwasigalayo mu kwagala kwako okwasooka, obuwandiisi, administration. Awo wennyini we namalirira okusigala ku mulimu gwe njagala, naye nga nkyusizza olugero era n'olugendo. Neesimbawo okuliira ekibiina ekitwala abawandiisi mu Uganda era n'abawanirira abakulembeze b'ebitongole. Mwaka ku mwaka nalaba enkyukakyuka, n'ebyuma bikalimagezi n'emitimbagano ne giyingirawo ne gituyambako. Abawandiisi baatandika okuyitimuka, emisaala gyatandika okukyukakyuka, amaloboozi gaffe gaatandika okuwulirwa. Olwaleero ntunula emabega gye nvudde era ne ŋŋamba abaakayingira omulimu guno nti ky'ekiseera ekituufu era ekirungi okubeera omuwandiisi. Leero njogera ensi neewulira. Ntambudde amawanga nga nzizaamu abalala amaanyi, nga mbabuulira gye tuvudde, baleme basobole okwanguyirwa ebyo ebyatulemesa. Nategeera wa amaanyi gange we gali era ne ntandika okuzimba ekyo. Ntunula gye nvudde, bye nzimbye, be nzimbye, ntunulira amaanyi gange agawandiikiddwa ku bisenge mu buli kitongole mwe nkoze, ne neebaza bwebaza. Ndubirira okwongera okuyamba abapya mu mulimu guno, okwongera okunywera era n'okukula. Nja kwongera eddoboozi, manyise abakozesa ebitongole nti enkyukakyuka eri mu mulimu gwaffe. Gye twali si gye tuli. Ebintu bikyuse era byakyuka. Leero omuwandiisi ye muntu gw'osinga okwetaaga ku ludda lwo. Okoze bulungi nnyo Edith. Weebale nnyo, weebalire ddala. Nsiimye. Nze owuwo Edith Kuteesa Gita. That is Luganda, one of the 40+ dialects from Uganda. Thank you so much. Over to you, Rachel.
Edith, thank you so much for that. Oof, that was beautiful. From the first line, you are where you're meant to be. Just lands in such beautiful ways. And I kept seeing in chat people speaking in that language. Like it just, I don't think we can overstate how important it is when we are seen in the ways that we are. And it's so beautiful. Veronica, what are you seeing?
So there is a lot of appreciation in the chat to Edith for her sharing and also reading. There are a couple of comments as well. Actually, no, there are more than a couple. There are quite a few, and they're still coming in. You've come to understand something about yourself. You fix, you build, you transform, you calm storms. Oh my. They're sharing that this resonates so strongly. And most importantly, grow executive assistants who are even better than you. Again, appreciation for this beautiful letter that Edith wrote and shared. Again, additional comments in a different language, so appreciating that as well. Pardon me just a moment as I'm scrolling. In addition, appreciation for sharing the letters, in particular that it rings true that words have power.
Mm.
amplifying your voice even more. And your voice, it has not only built fellow admins, but institutions as well. We live in our roles far past our working years. And then lastly, just for this moment, but again, there's much more in the comments. Your DNA is written across the organization.
Oof, that is powerful and so true. So true. It's easy to forget that. So true. And I didn't share this at the beginning, but this feels like a good time to share too. We will share the chat transcript as well. So if you're like, I can't keep up, you mentioned scrolling, Veronica, and the struggle is real. So no worries, that will come to you all as well. So it is my honor to introduce our next letter read by Lyrical. This comes to us from Elizabeth Miller, who wrote to someone brand new starting out in the profession. I think we all have been in that space, so eager to hear what you share. Lyrical, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Dear new admin, I hope you know that one small moment can change everything. For me, it was picking up a magazine while waiting to have a career transition meeting, never imagining it would introduce me to a profession that would reshape my career, confidence, and sense of purpose. At the time, I was starting over, unsure of what came next. What I didn't know was that I was already standing at the beginning of something so incredibly valuable. I hope you know it's okay not to see the whole picture yet. Many of us didn't. Our paths weren't linear, and they didn't follow the scripts we thought they should. What we did have was curiosity, adaptability, and willingness to say yes before we felt fully ready. Those qualities carried us further than any perfectly planned path could ever. I hope you recognize the influence you already carry. Administrative professionals are trusted with judgment, discretion, and responsibility long before those things are formally acknowledged. Even on the days when your work it feels invisible, it is shaping outcomes, relationships, and culture in ways that matter deeply. I hope you find your people. Community changed everything for me. Being surrounded by others who understood the profession and who saw my potential before I fully did gave me the confidence to grow, learn, and lead. You are not meant to do this work alone, and you don't have to figure it all out by yourself. I hope you say yes to growth, even when doubt shows up first. Learning, credentials, and development aren't about proving your worth. They're about expanding your sense of what's possible. Each step you take toward growth is an investment in yourself and in the future of this profession. I also hope you use your voice. Advocacy is part of our responsibility, whether it happens quietly inside an organization or boldly beyond it. Your perspective matters. Your experience matters. And when you speak with intention, you help shape how this profession is valued, not just for today, but for those who come next. And finally, I hope you're proud. Proud to choose a profession built on trust and service. Proud of the risks you took before you felt ready. Proud of the quiet power of work done with care and purpose. If you ever doubt yourself, remember this. The future of this profession is already in capable hands. Yours, Elizabeth.
Oh, thank you. Yes. I'm running out of like, I don't get speechless very often, y'all. Those of you who know me know that's true, but it is, man, these are just Whew, landing in the beautiful, best of ways. This one is so, I love writing to a new admin, an incoming person in the profession. You know, so many of us have been in for so long and have navigated, have traversed, have done all of the things that we've done. And in order to continue our work in this profession, we have to hand it over and we have to support and lift others up. So, such a beautiful, beautiful example of that. Veronica, what are people sharing?
A lot of appreciation to Elizabeth for sharing this letter, also for it being directed to new professionals, including those who are attending who are new professionals themselves. Being proud of what we do. I'm proud to choose a profession built on trust and service, and that the future of this profession is already in capable hands, as well as the phrase saying yes to growth, even when doubt shows up first, which has resonated with quite a few attendees.
Mm, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, our next letter comes to us from Elin Flores, who is here in the United States but is going to read in Spanish. And really, I can't think of a better letter reader to wrap us up before we move into a different scope. So, Elin, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hola a todos. Hello, everyone. Estimado o estimada nueva asistente, espero que sepas, aunque esta profesión no haya llegado con un camino profesional claramente trazado, como muchas otras, aquello en lo que estás entrando sigue siendo una carrera real, poderosa y profundamente impactante. Este error no es solo cualquier cosa, no es solo contestar teléfonos, no es solo programar reuniones, no es solo encargarse del almuerzo o de mantener las luces encendidas. Eres quien implementa, quien integra, quien conecta los sistemas que mantienen a las organizaciones en movimiento. Eres la persona que convierte las ideas en acción, la estrategia en estructura y la complejidad en claridad. Ese trabajo importa más de lo que la mayoría de personas llegará a comprender. Algunos días esta carrera será el destino. Otros días será el campamento de entrenamiento para algo aún más grande. Ambos son válidos. Ambos son valiosos. Este rol puede ser profundamente satisfactorio por sí mismo y también puede prepararte para hacer cosas extraordinarias más allá de él. Aquí desarrollarás habilidades que se traducen en cualquier lugar: liderazgo, criterio, pensamiento sistémico, comunicación, influencia y resiliencia. Este trabajo va más allá de la simple ejecución de tareas. Es servicio, pero también es liderazgo, colaboración y estrategia. Estás aquí para poner tus fortalezas y tus talentos al servicio en una capacidad de liderazgo. Eres parte del equipo de liderazgo, incluso cuando sirves en un rol de apoyo. Y tu presencia es esencial para la continuidad y el impulso y el éxito. Honra tu título, hazlo tuyo, dale forma, represéntalo con confianza. El mundo está comenzando a reconocer lo que este rol realmente aporta, pero no necesitas permiso para conocer tu propio valor. La preparación será tu ventaja, la curiosidad será tu filo, la integridad será tu reputación. Tu capacidad para conectar personas, ideas y resultados te hará indispensable de forma que ninguna descripción puesto puede capturar por completo. No eres secundario en el trabajo. Eres esencial para su éxito. No estás limitado por una descripción de puesto. Expandes lo que es posible. No estás aquí para cumplir expectativas. Estás aquí para elevar el estándar. Bienvenido a una carrera que puede cambiar organizaciones, formar líderes y transformarte en el proceso. Entra en ella con valentía. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you, Elin, so much. Ooh, honor the title, own it, shape it. Ooh, each of these letters, I've gotten the best gut punch, y'all. I need to think of another way to phrase that, but you know what I mean. It is landed in the most beautiful, beautiful ways. Veronica, what are folks sharing in chat?
There's a lot of appreciation as well as greetings and gratitude in both English and Spanish. A lot of what is resonating is actually what you just read, Rachel, the honor the title, own it, shape it, represent it with confidence. Also, that you are here to elevate the standard. We are leaders as well. And that job description, there's not enough paper to put into words the requirement of an administrative professional. There is also appreciation for just the letters, as well as, again, you do not need permission to know your value. You are not secondary to the work. You are essential to its success. And are there also more coming in right as I'm speaking?
Oh, beautiful. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Well, I just want to take a moment and thank all of you for writing the letters, those of you who read the letters. It's kind of intimidating to come on and read something like that in front of your peers, and you all did it graciously and beautifully. And the gratitude we feel, thank you to each and every one of you. It is my honor to introduce our last letter readers, and this letter is, I think, very, very special because it comes to you from IAAP. So Melissa Mahoney, IAAP CEO, and Amy Psycho, IAAP Foundation CEO, the floor is both of yours.
Thank you.
Wow, like my face hurts from smiling. I can't tell you.
Yes, we are so very honored to close out the letter reading with a letter on behalf of IAAP and the IAAP Foundation. Dear admins, remember the moment you first realized that this job was so much more than a job? Maybe it wasn't dramatic. Maybe no one else in the room even noticed, but something shifted. A decision that you made steadied a crisis. A relationship that you protected with quiet care. A moment when you looked around and understood, this is where things actually get done. That moment belongs to you, and today is the perfect time and place to honor it.
Thank you. Not only for the calendars managed and the logistics executed, for the judgment you exercised when no one was looking, for the trust you kept when it would have been easier to let it slip, for the relationships you protected because you understood they were the key to everything else.
Administrative professionals have always known something that leadership is still catching up to. Influence isn't always loud. The most powerful people often don't have a fancy title. The person who studies the room, who reads what the moment needs, who ensures that everyone has an elevated experience, that person is not behind the work. That person is the work.
Today, you heard from administrative professionals from around the world, from Singapore, from Nigeria, from Uganda, from Canada, and the US, from healthcare systems and corporations and every kind of organization in between. They wrote to their past selves, to mentors who believed in them before they believed in themselves, to the next generation just stepping into their power.
And across every one of those letters, across every industry, every career stage, every corner of the globe, you found the same thread. This profession changes people. It builds leaders, and the people who do this work with care and intention shape the organizations they serve in ways that will never fully be measured and will never be replaced, only reimagined and evolved.
IAAP was built on that belief that investing in administrative professionals is investing in the future of organizations, that credentialing, leadership, and access are how we say, as a community, your growth matters. Your career is worth building. You belong at the table.
And IAAP has existed for more than 80 years for one reason: to continue to elevate this profession and the people who give their careers to it. Because the world works better when the people who keep it running are seen, supported, and celebrated.
Today is Administrative Professionals Day, your day.
This is a moment of recognition, a pause, a chance to look at the work you do and name it what it actually is. It's strategic, it's essential, and it is transformational.
So as you carry these letters with you, look for yourself in them. Look for the moment you doubted and kept going anyway. The mentor who saw you before you saw yourself. The younger colleague that you're quietly influencing right now, whether you realize it or not.
Truly take the time to reflect on your own story. This profession has always been defined by the choices made, by the trust protected, and the people empowered. Power exercised quietly, consistently, and with purpose. What will you choose to do with your power? Whatever it is, know that IAAP will continue to be here to serve you, stand you up when you feel a little too weak to get up, and challenge you to keep growing and stretching. Happy Administrative Professionals Day to you all. Yours very truly, Mel.
And Amy.
So as we wrap, that really was the final letter of the day. As we wrap, Amy and I really wanted to talk a little bit about what you could do in this moment. And one of the things that I think we have witnessed here today, I am sure we have all felt it in our hearts and souls. Community is truly the key to our continued motivation, our continued success, to allowing ourselves space to celebrate your unique contributions and all of the work that you do each and every day. So we IWP exists to keep that community here and thriving for you. So we don't want you to miss any opportunities to have that feeling and that connection to the why, to why you do this work, why this work is important, and why your contributions matter. So we do want to highlight, Summit is around the corner. Our early bird deadline closes next week on Thursday, y'all. So if you've been holding out, I would urge you to go ahead and get registered for Summit. The importance of community is definitely heard, felt, and seen today. We do not want you to miss out on the community that happens when we all come together, whether it's in person or virtual. That experience is like no other, and we do not want you to miss out.
Very, very true. And, the foundation is the partner to IAAP, and we are really here to support and provide access. We know a lot of admins don't get support in their workplace. And so we do a lot of things to support you. And so, especially right now, we'd like to know if you are having trouble getting support. There's going to be a follow-up email to today's program with I promise you, a lot of information in it. But do look for the link that invites you to just send us a note about what your current situation is in your workplace, because it's really informative for us as we go to the greater community to help support you in accessing all of the things that can make you the best admin you can be.
And speaking of access, just another thank you to Amanda for being here on behalf of GroupTogether and your partnership with IAAP. Do not forget to sign up, and hopefully somebody that's listening on our webinar today will be the winner of that gracious support and gift of IAAP Summit experience. So another shout out to GroupTogether for being a fabulous partner on this webinar today. Rachel, I will kick it back to you.
Well, thank you. I will wrap us up, and I hope everyone is leaving with full hearts and full minds. And keep an eye out for the email. You will get the recording, you will get these slides, you will get chat, all of the things. And I do want to share, we received, when we requested letters from the community, we got I think over 50 letters from people all over the world. The outpouring was truly incredible. And unfortunately, we could only make space for a few of them on this event. So please, we are going to use every single letter that came in. So keep an eye on our socials. They're on the screen here. We will probably have some at Summit. Like we will use your words and the words of the community. It is such a gift that you shared them with us. Thank you for that. And they will not go to waste. So please connect with us. I saw there are several new folks in chat who are new to IAAP. Welcome. We are so, so glad you're here. Connect with us, connect with peers. Keep an eye out for anything. If you need anything from us, we are here. And thank you for sharing a part of your Administrative Professionals Day with us. It means so much. We wish you a great rest of the day, a great rest of the week. Hopefully, you are celebrated and honored in the way that you truly deserve. And we will see you very soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.